I am about to show you how I lost over 20 pounds in less than 2 months without dieting, without starvation, and still eating my favorite food, all while I was in my 50s. So make sure you stay until the end. Hi, I'm Daphne, and I'm the face behind Ageless After 50, where we ditch diet culture, reclaim our rhythm, and we thrive unapologetically. So picture it. As I was approaching my 50s, I was beyond frustrated because by this time I was hovering at 162, and that scale was not budging. It didn't matter if I just straight up starved myself. It didn't matter if I was doing mindless cardio for 90 minutes a day, twice a day. None of it mattered. Oh, but what did matter is I wrecked my metabolism and the weight would not come off. So I finally just said, you know what? This is it. I'm going to just stop going on this hamster wheel of what I've been doing in my 20s, my 30s, and 40s, and I am just going to breathe. And that's what I did. I just became in tuned with what I physically needed for myself. And that's when I was able to really recognize how not kind, or rather, how very unkind I was being to myself in all those years of putting my body through all of those harsh diets, all of that mindless cardio, all the unnecessary harshness placed on my body. When at the end of the day, what my body was literally craving was one, restoration, and two, nourishment, the right kind of nourishment. And I did not realize that all of these years being so ingrained and indoctrinated into diet culture that I was doing the exact opposite of what my body needed. When I first learned about the concept of fasting, more so intermittent fasting, I was fascinated. I was like, okay, this sounds like something that I could do. But when I initially did it, I did it incorrectly, meaning that I was doing all kinds of no-nos during my intermittent fasting stages when I initially started it, before I really understood the science behind it and before I recognized what truly works for me. One thing I remember doing, I would drink bone broth all throughout my fast. Oh, well, guess what? I'm not really intermittent fasting if I'm drinking bone broth all day. I'm just on a bone broth fast, which nothing's wrong with that, but I'm not doing what I think I'm doing in terms of giving my body a rest from nutrient. So that was a big faux pas that I was making. Another one that I clearly remember was just sipping on Diet Coke all day long because it doesn't have calories. So, it doesn't have calories. I'm not taking in calories, so I'm good. I could do this all throughout my fast. Yeah, that doesn't calculate right either within your body because your body is still interpreting, okay, chemicals is entering my body. I have to do something with this. And I've done a video already on the dangers of diet soda. Not saying that diet soda is dangerous. A lot of people saw my video and wanted to say what they had to say in the comments, which is fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But it just showed me that you didn't watch the whole video. And what I said, and what I'll repeat again, when you're sipping on diet soda all day, when you're sipping on anything that contains nutrients in it, your body is not getting time to rest and go through that restoration period, meaning that it's separating and resting and having an opportunity to go into autophagy, eat its own cells and replenish. And that's how the magic and the restoration happens. And I said, we're not going to get science or technical. on this channel. There's plenty of channels that go into autophagy. But I want you to know autophagy is a good thing. But the way you achieve it is not how sometimes you think it is. It's not by putting cream in your coffee and then drinking that. It has to be unsweetened black coffee or unsweetened tea. But I'm going to land this plane and stop circling the airport. You know how I love to do. You know your girl already, right? Instead of doing intermittent fasting incorrectly, the number one thing I would do is, oh, I was really good for this, breaking my fast with alcohol, which is the absolute biggest no, no, yet, nada. Don't do that. It sounds real good on paper. It is horrible in execution, and it just wreaks havoc on your body. I'm here to tell you, as someone who is 3.5 years sober, yeah, it's not a flex. Don't do that either. But I was doing that. And then it just got to a point where all of my nutrients came solely from alcohol. So at first I had this false sense of, oh, I'm losing weight because my weight did drop because all I was drinking was liquid courage. That your body can't survive like that. And my blood lab result quickly came back when I was doing that, yeah, my liver wasn't too fond of it either with the elevated levels. So I had to regroup. So what did I do? By that time, I was fasting 2, 3, 4 days a week, and I was doing so many things incorrectly. I just said, stop the madness. Let me learn this and do it correctly. So I started doing lean fast. Start with 12-hour fast. 12-12. That means that you stop eating by 8 p.m. and you resume at 8 a.m. That's the simplest way to dip your toe into the world of intermittent fasting. As you know, I had to remix it to adjust to my lifestyle, my special needs, being a woman over the age of 50. So here we call it the Ageless AF eating rhythm method. I had to reformulate it in a way that was customizable to what I need as a woman over the age of 50. May not have been considered. So my adjustments, again, I'm a woman. I'm over the age of 50. So I deal with hormonal issues such as menopause. I mentioned I'm 3.5 years on my sobriety journey. So there's issues with that. You do deal with cravings. I suffer from an autoimmune disorder called Crohn's disease. It is an inflammation of the small intestine. I've been dealing with that for over a decade. And that's just a few issues. But I say all that to say I am not unique to so many women out there in our age group who's dealing with issues that there's just not a one size fits all. And when I realized that, I said, well, let me develop something that works for me. And that's where the Ageless AF eating rhythm came into play. I initially started it doing 20 and 4-hour window, meaning that I would fast for 20 hours and then eat in a 4-hour window. And my eating period was just 4 p.m., 8 p.m., Monday through Friday. And I would do 16-8 on the weekend. So between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. Saturday and Sunday would be my feeding window. And I made it just as simple as that. Now, I know people adjust their different windows, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You should customize your windows, your cycles, as it fits your lifestyle. Don't do it in a way that deprives your lifestyle. If you know you go to work somewhere where someone's always bringing in breakfast and you want to partake in that, then your window may be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then you fast the remainder of the day because you know you want to partake in that. The Ageless AF eating rhythm method should not interfere with your social life. It should actually be the opposite. It should enhance your social life. Food is not here to control you. You are here to use food as a source of nourishment. All food does is fuel your body. Now, you can select which foods that you like that are more nutrient dense than others and eat those in that order. And I always say this in my videos, always break your fast with protein. Now, there's other professionals that will say break it with fat. There's nothing wrong with breaking it with fat. However, here's what I've discovered sometimes, and I'll just tell you this straight up. As a woman over the age of 50, when you've gone on an extensive fast and you break your fast with fat first, say that 10 times fast, sometimes you might have some uh, GI distress. So let's just leave it at that, depending on the fat that you choose. So that's why I suggest protein first, because it could be a lot more gentle on your system, especially if you've gone 20 hours, you've gone an extended period of time without food. So that was another remix I had to make because I tried doing break your fast with fat. And you'll get into ketosis and you'll lose weight fast and that it sounds great on paper. But when you're in a special category, again, it's not a one size fits all. And that's what I had to realize. So that's how I did my windows. During the week, I ate between 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Anything I wanted. My rule was 1, eat your protein first. 2, get my nutrients in before I had the not so nutrient dense food in that order. And guess what happened? The cravings stopped. The weight started dropping. And then instead of all the 90-minute cardio sessions I was doing, sometimes twice a day, I replaced that with strength training, lifting weights, just 3 times a week. Game changer. I went back to my doctor. I found out what I was lacking from a nutrient perspective, and I got the right supplements to make sure my body was in balance. And I went from 162, and I was at 162 for a long time. And I thought, oh, that was the be all end all. My body wasn't going to do anything else. To drop down all the way to 135 and holding. And my weight now balances between 135 and 140. I've gone down to 129. That's usually when I'm in the throes of inflammation. That's not a good thing. I make sure that I stay at 135, 140. That's my sweet spot. I weigh myself every day so I can see what my body is doing. But I understand if the scale is a source of resistance or if it's even a source of trauma for you, once a week is fine. What I don't want is for you to go such a long period of time not weighing yourself that when you do get weighed on the scale, say at your doctor's appointment, your annual physical, and now discover you've gained 20 pounds, you've gained 30 pounds. You don't want a weight fluctuation to be a surprise. It should be, okay, I'm aware of this and I'm on top of this. If you like what you've heard so far, make sure to smash that like button. Smash it now. Do it now. Smash up, like. And the reason why is the only way that YouTube knows that we are out here in these streets. It's not just enough to see and watch. Use the thumbs up. And since you're here, go ahead and subscribe. I release fresh content every Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is my experience. I'm a woman over the age of 50, menopausal. I have Crohn's disease. I'm sober 3.5 years. I have so many issues that get in the way of traditional weight loss that I want to share with you and let you know it doesn't have to get in the way with yours. I'm now at the lowest weight that I've ever been since I was a teenager. This is 40 years ago. Teenager. I'm now in my 50s and I'm coming up on a birthday soon. So definitely be celebrating that. But I love being over the age of 50. And I love the fact that life doesn't stop after 50. And neither does your weight loss. What you see in the mirror If that's what you say, well, this is 50, I'm supposed to look like that, it's a lie. You can look however you want. Don't let the naysayers tell you otherwise. 50 is the new 30. Share this with another woman who you know needs to hear this message. And 50 is the new 30. Put it in the comments. Please share, say it loud, say it for everyone to hear. 50 is the new 30. You are not relegated to however you think society wants you to look after 50. No, it's your rules, it's your life. And believe me, this way of life, it's not a diet. We ditch diet culture. I eat what I want, and I love what I eat. The difference is now I just eat during my windows. So to recap, that's 20-hour fast, 4-hour window. That's how I was able to lose 20 pounds in less than 2 months, just like that. I did not change my diet. I love my, oh, the fried chicken. It's good. Oh, don't get me started. I love pizza. Pizza. Now I'm going to make myself hungry. I love food. I'm a foodie. I told you I'm a certified barbecue judge. I love, love, love food. I'll always love food. I was a 9-pound baby. So I came into this world, feed me. And there's nothing wrong with food. I just took control back from food. Food had a chokehold on me for years. All food is a source of nourishment. It is fuel for your body. And everyone's definition of fuel is going to be different. And that's another thing I had to learn. People's definition of what is good and what is bad can vary drastically. And that depends on your body. For example, I have Crohn's disease. Broccoli is a no. Broccoli does not like me. No, that's just a world of problems waiting to happen. That literally could end up being an ER visit for me. That is the effect of broccoli. I have foods that I cannot. My body just can't do. It's just the way it is. For someone else, you'll say, oh, broccoli is the healthiest, but that's great. That's for that person. This is not a one size fits all. And that's the thing about diets that I did not ever like because it never takes into account what someone's journey is. If you are recovering from a food disorder, any source of it, you could be eating ramen noodles. If that's your source of nutrition that you can tolerate, you are fueling your body. So on this channel, we do not do, oh, junk food, good food, bad food, this food. Everyone's journey is different. And I'm sharing my journey with you. I am not a medical doctor. I'm not a healthcare practitioner, nor am I rendering medical advice. I'm simply sharing my journey with you. And I'm here to tell you that every day of my life, I wake up enjoying food. I don't deprive myself of it, and I don't starve myself of it. I recognize it for what it is. It is for me to fuel my body. Nothing more. Take back the control. Make sure you share this, subscribe, like, and I appreciate you joining me today. I'll see you next time. Until then, be kind to yourself.